channel. I am the inkednortherner, and as you can tell by this pile of green next to me, this is my pickups for my Xbox consoles for the month of November. Now, I don't see me getting anything else for this month, so without further ado, let's kick off. I think I'm going to start with the OG, move on to 360, and then on to the Xbox One that I've picked up. But let's start with the biggest Xbox pickup for the month, and that is I picked up the Xbox One Series X, no, the Xbox Series X, and oh my god, what a beautiful console! It is spectacular. There's nothing more I can say about it. The load times are amazing. It looks fantastic over in this corner here. It just fits in perfectly with the style and everything, and it's so quiet, it's unreal. So anyway, enough about me gushing over the Series X. Let's move on to the games, and we'll start with this pile of OG Xbox games. Now, two of these don't have manuals. One was from CEX, but I really wanted to play the game, so I picked it up anyway. First one from CEX, we have Evil Dead, Fistful of Boomstick. I believe this is the second one of the two Evil Dead games, or the first one. I know there's two on the series, so given this is Ash's back baby, I'm going to guess it's the second. I really wanted to play it, big fan of the Evil Dead, so I picked it up. Next up, a charity shop pickup. Again, no manual with it, unfortunately, but it benefits charity, so I just picked it up anyway. We have Rayman 3 Hoodlum Havoc. So yeah, it's a Rayman game. I don't really need to say much more than that. It's a great platform series of games. Sequel to a game that I think is pretty underrated. I think Gib is playing it on his channel, or was playing it on his channel a couple of weeks ago. But he was playing the original of this. This is the sequel. We have Blink 2. I want to say Masters of Time and Space. So I don't know much about the sequel. The first one was pretty good to play, so hopefully the sequel is just as good. Next up, again, another charity shop pickup. It is complete in box. We have the Cat in the Hat. Now, that's not how I would say it, but yeah, it's the Cat in the Hat. Not entirely sure anything about this game. It was just reasonably cheap. I think it made up a bundle that I was getting. So again, being a big wrestling fan, saw this. I think I've got the sequel to it, but I decided to pick this one up as well. Again, charity shop pickup. We have Legends of Wrestling. So on the front you've got Rob Van Dam, Bret the Hitman Hart, Terry Funk, Jimmy Flash Snooker, Hulk Hogan, Jimmy Mathers, South Hart, Legion of Doom, Jerry the King Lawler. There's not many differences on the back. I'm not entirely sure who is in it, but yeah, I just thought I'd pick it up, give it a go, see what it's like, see if it holds up as any better than Raw did. Again, another charity shop pickup. We have Spy Hunter. So majority of these will be sort of charity shop CEX, but I have picked up some other stuff from other areas. I think Spy Hunter is a sort of racing spy game. I'm not 100% sure. It just looked pretty decent on the back, and I like the front artwork. Next up is Dark Summit. Now this seems like a more realistic SSX type game. I'm not entirely sure much about it. I just know it was on my list of things that I wanted to play, so I picked it up. I don't mind the SSX games, so I thought, why not? Next up, two racing games. Again, not being a big fan of racing or anything, I just decided I'd pick these two up. First we have Colin McRae Rally 3. Now, I didn't mind the Colin McRae Rally games on the PS1, so hopefully that holds up on the Xbox. And finally, for the original Xbox, we have Tucker Race Driver. Again, not much I know about. All I know is a touring car racing game. I'll give them a go and see what they're like. So we move on to the Xbox 360. Now, the majority of these will be backwards compatible. Some of them won't be, but the majority will be. And I'm pretty sure that they're all complete in box, because I started making damn sure that if I get something from CEX, it has to be complete in box. Now, this wasn't from CEX. This was a charity shop pickup that I got for £1, and it is Fear Files. So I wanted this to go with 1, 2, and 3. I couldn't find it in the wild in my local CEX, but I managed to find it in a charity shop randomly. Same with this, another random charity shop pickup. Not a game that I know much about. I know a lot about the series, but not a game that I didn't realise that this actually existed. We have Guitar Hero Greatest Hits. Now, there are some really good songs on it as well, from some really big bands. You know, Aerosmith, Deep Purple, Iron Maiden, Kiss, Lynyrd Skynyrd, Nirvana, Queen, Rage. So yeah, I enjoy my Guitar Hero games. That's not backwards compatible, unfortunately, but you know, I've still got the guitars in the 360. So okay, next up, another racing game that I'm led to believe is very, very good. Sort of, I was told sort of Mario Kart with real cars, but who knows? And that is Blur. It's a backwards compatible game. I'm gonna get through as many of these backwards compatible games as I can on my on Series X. Next up, we have a game that is now available via Game Pass because of EA Play, but I picked it up anyway, and that is Shadow of the Damned. It's not something I know much about. It looks like a survival horror game where you have a lot of action shooting. I like the look of it, and it's backwards compatible and was on my list, so it had to be picked up. Next up, we have Resident Evil Operation Raccoon City. I don't know much about the offshoot canons from the Res Evil series. In fact, I don't really know much about it beyond Res Evil 3, if I'm honest, Nemesis, but it's backwards compatible in the survival horror games, so I thought, well, why not? Now we have Disney's Epic Mickey Power of Two. I do have this for the Wii. It's a platformer game, I believe. You team up with Oswald to sort of save the wasteland. I think it's similar to Castle of Illusion, is it? Where it starts off in black and white and you sort of paint the colour of the area. I'm not 100% if I'm honest. I believe I picked this up because I think I picked it up from CEX and it was really, really dinged up. So I picked it up again from a charity shop just to do it as a case replacement, and that is Need for Speed Hot Pursuit. So next up we have a game that is soul crushingly hard, or at least I find it soul crushingly hard, and that is Dark Souls. I need to get on it again and try and get through it, but it was just something else. It's really hard when you die and you've got to go all the way back. I think this may be the one game that I've got on the 360 that doesn't actually have a manual with it, but I didn't buy this in CX or anyway. It was about £1 in a charity shop, I think. That is the Blitz the League. It's an American football game. Pretty sure it's backwards compatible. I'll try and find it with a manual at some point. Next up, again, slightly damaged. Shows to be from CEX, but it wasn't actually from CEX. It was a charity shop pickup, and that is Lightning Returns, Final Fantasy XIII. You can see when I go going the right way, just a little bit of damage on the artwork there. Again, I'll probably try and find it when we're allowed out and about again. A dual pack now, one of which is backwards compatible and is games with gold in the month of November, and the other one I don't believe is backwards compatible, but it was worthwhile picking it up just for the first one, and that is Indiana Jones, Lego Indiana Jones, the original adventure, and Kung Fu Panda. Now, there's not much artwork for Kung Fu Panda, but I'm pretty sure I played this when on one of my first Xbox. It was a bundle copy, so I imagine this came with a console, and I'm pretty sure I remember it being a reasonably decent sort of platformer type game. Next is Doom 3 BFG edition. Again, fully boxed with manual. It's a Doom game. I'm not going to really say much about Doom. Doom's fantastic series of games. And then we have Lego Indiana Jones 2. I'm a sucker for Lego games. These are backwards compatible, so I thought, well, why not? And then we have The Blob 2. Now, I've played it on Games with Gold, I think, or it may have been the first one that I played, and it was on Games with Gold. It was reasonably enjoyable. I probably want to play it a bit more just to get into it, but yeah, it was cheap, so I picked it up. Then we have Splinter Cell Blacklist. The Tom Clancy Splinter Cell games are fantastic. I haven't played Blacklist. I don't think I own it digitally either, so I just haven't played it. Then we have Street Fighter 4. Now, I own this digitally, I think. I wasn't a big fan of the newer Street Fighter games. I much prefer sort of Alpha. Then we have one of the Army of Two games, Devil's Cartel. I think this is the last of them that I need to pick up. But yeah, Army of Two. Again, another series of games I'm going to try and crack on with. It's backwards compatible. These two were charity shop pickups. I don't believe that any of the two of them are backwards compatible, but I picked them up anyway, because obviously we were going into lockdown and I wanted to have something to show. And then I seem to have gone mental and had plenty to show. So we have Colin McRae Dirt. Now I assume it's another rally game. It is by Codemasters, I think. Yeah, it's by Codemasters. So I'm not sure why there was a change in the name. Who knows? And then we have Diablo Reaper of Souls. Now I don't know much about the game. Diablo's not been a game series that I played. It says it includes Diablo 3, so excellent. I might put it on my 360 and just try and get through it. This is a game I bought off of eBay now. I paid a reasonable amount for it, but I just love the art style and the artwork. It's not my favourite genre of game, but I thought, well, given that it's backwards compatible, hopefully it'll play really well on the Series X, and that is Akai Katana. It's a shmup, super thick manual with it. It's a Rising Stars game. I just I thought, you know what, let's pick it up, see what it's like. I've been struggling to find it in my local CX stores, so I thought, well, why not? So we'll start off with 3 sealed games for the Xbox One. 2 of them I got on Amazon. Amazon were doing a deal of 2 Batman games, 2 Lego games for X amount. I've played both of them. I've got 1000G on Lego Batman 3. I owned it digitally. So I didn't think I actually owned it, but I owned it digitally, it turns out. And then I also got Lego Jurassic World. Again, sucker for a Lego game, so I thought, why not? I think Jurassic World's one of the last ones I need. Then we have yet another sealed game that comes in a steel tin, I believe, and that is Bayonetta and Vanquish. I've played Bayonetta. I've seen videos of Vanquish being played, but not actually played it myself. So I'm looking forward to actually getting on with Vanquish and getting it in. So, game, we're doing a 3 for 2 offer. I think one of them might have been on the PS4 that I picked up. So these are 2 from a game that I just liked the art styles on the front, and then looked at the back and looked like semi-decent games. So I thought, you know what, I'll pick them up. Both of them are THQ Nordic games, and I didn't realise, so that might explain some of the art styling. The first one was Locke's Quest. So it seems like a tower-based sort of RPG style game. It looked very interesting, so you know, why not? I'm gonna have plenty of fun with the Series X, so fair enough. And the other one was Rad Rogers. So this looks like an action platformer, and jump and gun your way through 90s era platformer. I don't know anything about it. It just looked pretty interesting to play, so I thought, oh, I'll pick it up. Then, series of games I played when they were on Game Pass. I don't believe they're on Game Pass anymore, but I wanted to grab this physically anyway. We have the Devil May Cry HD collection. So I've got all 3 of them for PlayStation 2, I think I've got them all for PlayStation 2. Again, I've played them all on the Xbox, but I wanted the physical copy. Then we have Valkyrie Revolution. So this was a game that somebody had on a video and it was recommended. It looks very sort of Final Fantasy-esque, more cartoon graphic style, but looks pretty good. So I just decided, you know what, I'll pick it up. I believe Valkyrie is a series of games, so there may be more. Another game that I own digitally, but I wanted a physical copy of it. We have Middle-earth Shadow War. I really liked the Nemesis, idea in this, so I just, thought, let's grab the physical copy. Didn't get through much of it. I do have the Shadows of Mordor physical, so we'll get the sequel as well. Then we have Carnageddon Max Damage. Again, it's a Carnageddon game. Carnageddon was amazing on PlayStation 1. So I thought, you know what, I'll just pick it up. Not played it on the Xbox One, but it looks pretty good. There's a couple of knocks out the case, but I'm not too fussed about that. Then we have one of the Dishonored series. We have Dishonored Death of the Outsider. Now I own Dishonored 1 and 2, so I've just decided that I will pick up the 3rd one. Not my most enjoyable games, I will admit, but I'll grab them and see what they're like. I think 1 and 2 is still on Game Pass as well. Then we have the Day 1 edition of Final Fantasy XV. I'm not a big fan of the more modern Final Fantasy games. This does look like it's got some reversible artwork in it, though. It might be interesting to switch round. So just a sort of plain black art style. So yeah, I picked it up. I'll see what it's like. Well, I'll see what it's like. Sorry, I picked it up physically. I've already seen what it's like because I played it when it came onto Game Pass. I actually got this with my launch Xbox One, I think. Or did I buy it separately, digitally? I can't remember. We have Gears of War Ultimate Edition. So I now own all the Gears digitally anyway. This has some codes. Hopefully it'd be good if they've not been used. But it comes with the Gear stickers as well. I'm not sure you the codes, but it includes some multiplayer skins. So yeah, we'll see. Yeah, a couple of Gear stickers in there. So yeah. Then we have 4 to go. First up, we have Homefront The Revolution. Wasn't a big fan of this when I played it but then again I didn't give it enough time. Again, there's some game add-ons in the case. Don't know whether they'll be usable or not, but a couple of knocks out the case, but I'm not too fussed about it again. So I picked it up just to give it a second go. Then again, this game I think I played on, I want to say on the 360, but I don't remember. It might have been included with Games of Gold when it first started. But we have Murdered Soul Suspect. So it looks like a very interesting premise to the game. I think you play a detective who's killed, and you then have to you become a ghost and you have to solve your own murder. Part of me thinks I've played it, but I can't really remember. Game that I own digitally. I own the original physically and digitally, but I picked this up physically. We have The Evil Within 2. I must admit I've not given the second one much of a chance. The first one was, while good, I just didn't get much playing on it. Then finally we have a special edition, or what looks like a special edition of Sleeping Dogs. Now this comes with a sort of cool art book. There's no codes in there, but yeah, it's a cool sort of art book with loads of different bits from the game, and then the game sits in the back of the art book there. Both this and the original edition were the same price, so you know, this was the 3 for 2. Now I remember, but I made sure that they didn't put the game seal over it and took off the 3 for 2 sticker on it. That's what happened. So that was the 3 for 2. So all in all, that was my monthly pickups for the month of November. Now the best pickup obviously being my Series X. I did my unboxing video, hated it, so I didn't want to put anybody else through it, but I've since deleted it, and I didn't want to just go back and pretend to reopen it again. But yeah, that is the video. All that's left for me to say is I am the inkednortherner, and I will catch you on the next one.